Hello everybody, Vigo Shadow here, and today we're going to be covering the other part of the apocrypha stuff. And what I mean by stuff is Claire. Because she just got released not too long ago, I think about a couple days ago. Either way, her intro looks pretty damn cool. I like it. She's like quite the badass right there in the hopefully she's got the skills to back it up, right? This is another yellow attacker for the event. I did predict it, so that's awesome. But let's go ahead and talk about something real quick here, right? Yellow elemental epic guaranteed summon. What's in this lineup? Is it worth? Let me just go ahead and tell you the details there. Okay. So we're gonna go into the not the profile. They have Perfect Gift Alpha up there. So I'm kind of curious to see who else is on the lineup here. So we have a couple. So we have Anna Rose, Iris, Claire, Bittier Patsier, Perfect Gift Alpha, Merciless Blade, Queen of Luck, Clever Bunny, Alluring Chocolatier, and Romantic Artist. Okay, so honestly, some of these are already part of the regular character pool, and the ones that seem like that could probably be the best ones out of this pool are the Perfect Gift and like these two, the Valentine's event, and then these two are kind of like mid. And those are event units, and then the rest you can pretty much get in the regular character pool. So honestly, it's really much a waste. Don't waste your time on this banner. I get it, that's an SS guaranteed, but it does require paid gems, and the outcome is not really that good. Best case scenario, you do get an event unit, and you just have something to show for it. So, I mean, if you want to do it for that, try your luck there, go ahead. But other than that, I wouldn't do it. And then we have this selection summon here, so I want to talk about this. This is, it seems like it's really cool, alright? Two Halloween units, both Delta and the, Ida. I love Halloween units, hands down, and I am tempted to pull, but the big thing here is, the big kicker. Okay, that's kind of cool, though. They have a guaranteed ticket on the 50, but 5 multis in. The kicker here is that these units are not really meta relevant, and I haven't seen them in play for PvP, PvE, anything. So they'd pretty much just be in your collection to just sit there. Honestly, that's kind of what I see happening with these units here, so it's not really worth. The only thing that's really worth is the new stuff that's coming out, so let's just get right into it. Indomitable Will, Claire. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out the profile here. Just jump right into this here. Right off the bat, I like this, not mischievous, but like this mysterious, like, sky with some light peeking through. I like how that sets the atmosphere in this art piece, and the fact that she's holding her blade ready to strike. I like that, that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and check out the max stats here. We got some power to healing boost here. Healing boost to overheal right here. And the grouping right here, and then we got a apocrypha grouping. I love to see that. Let's go to the skills, but switch it to initial here. Ancient Vanguard. Now, this is another attacker, okay? And it looks like it cancels shield. So, cancel all shield effects of all enemies within 100 centimeters of target enemy. Further inflicts 2,000% damage. Right off the bat, that's actually a good chunk of damage right there. And then it cancels all shield effects. I don't really see shield effects on enemies. And I don't think it's very common. So honestly, this ultimate is kind of on the weaker side. When this is awakened, it goes from 2,000 to 2,500, no range increase, so, I mean, it is 500 more damage, so, I mean, I guess, sort of, not really worth, though. I was expecting something more extravagant, especially since how beta was looking, so, let's just go back in. Let's do Victoria's Verse. Alright, now we're getting a paragraph, so let's go. Raises own attack. Okay, this is own now. By 20% for 15 seconds. Cancels all shield effects on single enemy with the highest attack. Also inflicts the 4-hit combo that pretty much totals up to 400% damage. Further lowers speed by 15% for 10 seconds. So let's just go ahead and look at this right now, right? You're raising your own attack. You're canceling a shield. And then 4-hit combo, lower speed. So shield cancel, lower speed, and then you're inflicting 400% damage on one enemy with the highest attack. I mean, that's pretty good because you're targeting especially I'd say in a PvP sense, especially if they got a really OP unit that they're kind of using as a crutch. That would slow them down, that would cancel their shield, and then that hit them with a good chunk of damage. And then the rest of your teammates might have to come in and clean sweep if that's possible. I see that being good in a PvP sense. In a boss sense, not bad. If they have a shield for sure. I mean, it is lowering their speed too, and it's raising your own attack. I can't complain too much because this is like a 4-in-1 move. So I'm not going to complain much on 4-in-1 moves here, but I feel like the shield, canceling the shield effects takes up a big chunk. I don't see bosses with shields that often, but I mean, if it does happen, then and it starts to happen more frequently, then this unit might come into play more. So, and then the jump is 20%, and we get 200% more damage. So instead of 400, we're doing 600, and lowers our speed by 15. That's actually a pretty good awakened for this move specifically. Considerable jumps all around. Let's see what else she has in her kit. So skill 2, we got Guardian Angel. Let's check that out. Raises attack of all allies. Alright, good. We got something that helps everyone. 15% attack on all allies, and then further shields damage 100% of skill users attack for 15 seconds if it's yellow. So it's got to be yellow to raise their attack, and it's got to be yellow to shield. So this does not really have a lot of room for you to switch around units. So you don't be mixing and matching with this one. Well, you probably could, but you're going to miss out on these buffs here. So, and I feel like these buffs are pretty important. 15% and shield, and then it goes to standard and a half shield, and then 30% attack instead of 15. I'd say that's pretty okay, considering. But let's see the special ability here. I think the special ability and probably the magic gear is where it's going to really hit. So let's check Indomitable Will. Okay, here we go. All right, this is looking promising here. Every 10 seconds after the start of the wave, raises attack of all yellow elemental allies by 10% permanent. So you know what that means. After 50 seconds, everybody's going to be getting 50% attack increase. And when this is awakened, we have it by 20. And that's even more crucial because at 50 seconds, everybody's going to have 100%. So this is what you're going to want to see on the roadmap. Hopefully it's soon, because otherwise it's going to be quite a grind. But yeah, that's pretty good. That is definitely the best. One of the best things about her kit is the fact that you're constantly raising attack. And then you have another attack or a skill that dips into that, so 15% for 15 seconds. So if we double dip here, you might be, I don't know, 10, 20, 30, whatever the case may be, throw a 15 on there at 15 seconds for certain times in the battle as well. So that's actually pretty good that those two double dip. I think that's pretty good. But it's just attack, alright? So let's check out this link gear. I'm very curious on what it does here. Alright, so every 10 seconds after the start of the wave, raises damage inflicted for all yellow elemental allies by 10%. That's even better. This unit did redeem itself with the last two. I just knew it. I feel like it falls short of Untouched Beauty Beta, because if we go back, let's just go ahead and compare here for just a quick second. We have damage inflicted, crit rate, weakness. Weakness is so big, guys. I mean, it's just, it can't be... Honestly, and then she raises the attack of all elemental allies and further crit attack as well. So she's able to do that. She's able to do a stun. And then this one right here, fully resist bleed, fully resist stun, raises attack again by 15, and then raises speed if party by 5 yellow. So they, honestly, both of them really do require to be in yellow units for sure, or yellow tiers for sure. And then what was this link here again? Oh yeah, crit multiplier. So, literally, 50% crit rate. I think, if you compare the two, Claire's got, like, she can definitely have people do more damage and more attack by the end of the wave. But what I'm really seeing here with Beta is the fact that you can have 50% crit rate at the start of the wave. 50%, alright? Look at that. Start of the wave, 50%. You don't need to build it up over time, so people are going to be hitting crits consistently throughout, or at least 50 on a coin flip, alright? Coin flip, and then not to mention she's got this right here, 20% more, so you're getting 70% crit rate for 15 seconds after you hit your hidden technique. I mean, it's her hidden technique, and then everybody else's hidden technique, and it's a good chance that that's going to crit, and yeah, there's more attack, there's more damage inflicted. It feels like she can do a lot more. I'm not completely done with Claire yet, though, because both of them seem to be like pretty good units, so let's just check her awakening here. Right off the bat, it's pretty bad with the magic gear slot. We don't want that. That's garbage. Unless she has another weapon, but I don't think she does. So, unless it's somewhere tucked away in this event, but I don't think so. Then we have Guardian Angel, which that one wasn't bad because you're raising the attack by 30% instead of 15, so you're doubling it, and then you have a little bit more on the shield for everyone as well. So that ain't too bad. Then you have the Awakening Technique that does 500% more damage, mid, I'd say. And then you have the Victorious Verse, and guess what's tucked away at the end? The best damn ability, A5. Honestly, for how grindy this character is, I definitely don't recommend grinding the shit out of this character until you get to A5 to make it worth it. So, maybe, just maybe, it'd be worth it if A5 was in the A1 slot, to be honest, because then you'd get that for free if you just play the event. Alright, so I know I ran through Claire pretty quickly, and it might seem like a disappointment, but I've already kind of made my judgments and took a look into her kit as well. I honestly gotta say, between these two, should I pull Indomitable Will Claire? My advice is probably not, unless you really want to, like, let's say you have Untouched Beauty already, and then you're like, hey, I already got this one, I already pulled this one really quickly. Go for, I guess if you want, go for Indomitable Will, because you're going to be getting even more attack, and then on your, you're going to be doing more attack every 10 seconds and more damage inflicted, which you can't complain with this unit. I'm not saying this unit is bad by any means. This is an amazing unit on its own, but if you compare it to Untouched Beauty in this sense, you can't really argue with 50% crit rate at the start of the wave. I mean, just grab a couple units that can boost crit rate. I'm sure there's something in here in the regular character pool. I don't think she can boost crit rate, but raises damage inflicted for single ally. I don't think there's crit rate, but I know some of these units do have crit rate involved. So it's not going to be her. Either way, I can't find it right away, but if you do find a yellow unit that has crit rates, drop it in the comments below. I just don't want to waste too much time searching for it. So yeah, I don't want to waste too much time searching for it, but either way, 50% crit rate, but after using the ultimate 70% crit rate, I think you really can't argue with that, to be honest. And then on top of that, she's got like a stun, really good for PvP, really good for PvE, and then, you know, she's also raising the attack of yellow elemental allies. On top of, again, look at that crit attack as well, so even more so. Honestly, this one's a pretty damn good unit, I'd say. I was hyping this one up a lot in my last video, for sure, and she has weakness after her ult. Like, that's why I said her ult and then everybody else's ult, and then that's going to hit so damn hard. Pretty sure going to hit the damage cap for a couple units depending on the unit there. My advice, Untouched Beauty beta for sure. You can't, like, 50% crit rate, I just can't argue with that. I'd rather go with that than the, like, every 10 seconds. Like, you're probably going to be really strong, though, by the end. And I know some people might argue this. By the end of the wave, like, last 10 seconds, you're probably going to be, your whole team, as a whole, is going to be doing way more damage than Untouched Beauty Beta. Just saying. Just saying there. So she's going to have more consistent attack and more consistent in damage inflicted. So I'm not trying to downplay Claire by any means. It's just depending on what you want. On top of that, Claire can provide a shield. It's just kind of like dealer's choice. Like, what would you want? Do you want somebody that can, you know, inflict weakness and damage inflicted and crit rate? And do you want to hit crits? I mean, like, if you hit crits, that's going to outdo, like, how much attack boost you get, kind of. Kind of now, alright? Depending on what move it is. Like, if you hit a crit on a fucking break shot right here, 150%, that's not really going to be that much damage. Okay? So, you know, it's a coin toss. It really is a coin toss. But what makes this one excel is the 50% crit rate right in the beginning. I know I've been talking about that a lot. But, I mean, honestly, it's pretty good. And you can stun all enemies. Not just one with the break shot, all. That's good. It could really disrupt the units, honestly. damage inflicted as well. And she does that too. She raises attack, she raises damage inflicted, but Claire does it way better though. So if you want more consistency, go with Claire, okay? So I'm not telling you to just avoid Claire. You can go with her if you want consistency, but if you want to gamble on the chance of crits and stuff, at least a 50% coin toss, 70 after the ultimate, go with Claire, or I mean go with Beta, because this one's really, really good. You just have, it just takes some time to build it, okay? Because right at base level, 10 seconds after the wave starts, okay, damage inflicted is 10%, okay? And then also on top of that, we have attack is increased at 10%. So everything's kind of looking on the weak side in the beginning of the wave. But let's say 50 seconds in, you have 50% attack boost. And then you have 50% damage inflicted at the end of the wave. Now I know Aurora can just like, you know, just snap her fingers and you get that like immediately. So that's kind of why I'm like, on this one. It just takes a while to build there, but by the end of the wave, yes, you're going to be doing more damage than in Beta, unless you're hitting so damn consistent of crits, okay? And your crit attack is high. That's another thing, too. So that's my advice between these two units. I lean more towards Untouched Beauty Beta, but some might lean more towards Claire. I'd like to see what everybody's opinion is on this, and like analyzing these units too. So just drop your suggestions, drop your opinions, drop everything in the comments below, and tell me and everybody else what you think. Because getting a second opinion out there is just better than just listening to one. Alright, thank you all for watching. Vigo, signing off.